Dude, 55 minutes. No one's going to want to watch me for 55 minutes, or anybody actually for 55 minutes.
You know that other video is 54 minutes? The one that
Was
just
it?
got released.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in. Now, we are on episode, what's this? Episode 2 of HAYES, our HAYES project. HAYES Part 2. Enjoy the show.
I'll get the Yo, it's day 4 and the grind don't stop.
We're putting up some lights. I'm conquering my fear of height. I don't have a fear of height, I just have a fear of this lift. Sorry. Jack's not coming up here today much, I think, because he doesn't feel very well, and Charlie's on the floor down there prepping some more lights for when he comes up here. Yeah, I mean, the general plan is we're just gonna hook these clips on, which are actually for stud. We're gonna hook them on, and then a bit of jack chain through and a high bay light. I think Tom's coming today to figure out the dimming situation, because we need to be able to dim these lights down, because some clever guy decided we're going to be putting like 100 high bays in here, which are like 200 watts each.
Yeah, the reason we wanted to put dimmable lights in there is mainly because at night time, when they're doing sortation and stuff, and when they're organising parcels and all this sort of stuff, you just don't want a really bright light. So what you would have during daytime, we don't really want to have that during nighttime. Just keep it a little bit low, and it's just a bit easier on your eyes, because those lights that we're fitting are adjustable. I think from 100, you can select it from 100 to 200 watts, and we've actually figured it now, but it's super smooth dimming. So that was the reason we wanted it. It's just for nighttime. It just makes it easier on everybody's eyes.
But they've got like a 1 to 10, 0 to 10 dimming cable with them. So I think we're going to try and do some sort of kinetic wireless switch dimming sort of thing, but that's for later to figure out. It's a bit high up here.
A bit high for the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, never been this high at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning, you lying bastard. That was about 8 o'clock.
How are you feeling?
I get up here and I grab straight onto this girder because I myself, because every little wobble you feel. Yeah. You feeling it? Yeah.
I think we discussed this in a previous video. We were coming up with this idea, I think it was Jack actually, we were debating whether to do this, to harness yourself to the purlins at the top. So when you get up there, if you're wearing a harness, if we could have some way of fabricating something that could go around the girder, or the purlin, whatever you call it, and you could basically lock yourself to that. We were wondering whether to do that, and in the end I think we decided it just wasn't worth it. For the amount that you've got to move and stuff, it didn't seem to make sense, so we ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
The camera guy's hit himself as well, so luckily they made everything on the floor.
Okay.
Squeeze that one. Cheers Charlie for the pliers. So we just literally clipped on, and then this is going to hold that on. That ain't going anywhere. Got a brick clip up here, and that's just going to hold on to there. I think the plan is we're going to cable tie these up so they hold on to there. Like a whisker box up here. We're going to run our cables in like a brick clip on the side, I think, so it's going to be clipped onto that, and then we're going to have to run some sort of dimming cable to these. And I mean, we've not done that before, and I hope we can run these in series and still be able to dim them, because I think the plan is we're going to run a circuit per, because the cable runs are going to be like that, we're going to run a tray up the wall and then cable over to it, which I'm really looking forward to, moving while being up to this height. But anyway.
So basically what he was saying there was that the idea is you've got this 1 to 10 volt dimming, and you essentially you just run a network cable from your switch room or wherever your switch is. You just run it up the wall, along the ceiling to your first light, and essentially you then just daisy chain all the other lights on the circuit, or as many as you want. We've broken it into different circuits, to keep the wattage down per circuit, but also it's just better if you have one circuit that goes out, you've still got some backup lighting, because if you put it all on one circuit and the breaker trips, you lose all the lighting in the warehouse. So that was what he meant about putting it on separate circuits.
What's the measurement of this that you guys are doing?
Well, we had that debate yesterday, because Tom shouted over to us and he goes, it's 47. So I go, 47 centimetres, and he goes, yeah. Oh, yeah. He goes, 47 centimetres, and I was like, yeah. So Charlie measured off 47 centimetres. snap the link, put it up, move on to the next one. Tom goes, that don't look 47 centimetres. If it doesn't look 47, I was like, what do you mean it doesn't look 47? He goes, 47 links. And I was like, so it's not 47 centimetres then, is it? He goes, no, 47 links. So I said to Charlie, right, it's 47 links. So what does he do? He does 47 eyelets. And I said to him, I was like, what's a link, Charlie? And he goes, one of them hoops. And I was like, but you can't remove one hoop, can you? You can remove a link. You can't cut the thing in half. And he goes, no, because if you link arms with someone, you don't take away both people, do you? And I was like, are you yeah, anyway.
Yeah, there was a real miscommunication over the length of the chain needs to be. So you hang it from the purlin, or the beam, whatever you call it. And I just set in my head, I was like, it's 47. And I don't think I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think I specified whether it was centimetres. I meant links, 47 links in the chain, like full links. He took it as centimetres, and then he asked Charlie the same thing, and then Charlie did it as literally individual. Really, you got to be really specific when you specify stuff.
Yeah. So now it's 47
Links.
of these, but it's not, because then we did all of them like that, and I'm just assuming this is 47, and for some reason he's still done 47 eyes. So these are now 24 links.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right.
How 24 turns to 47. We don't question Charlie, we just advise. Bye-bye light.
As it happens, it actually doesn't make a big difference. In fact, it doesn't make any difference, because 14 metres up, you literally don't actually notice whether it is 20 centimetres or 40 centimetres, because you just physically can't see it. It makes no difference. I was worrying about it, but actually some of them are like 20 links, some are 40 links or whatever, but you literally can't see the difference. It looks, when you think of our 200 watt light fitting, why do you need like 30 of them in that unit? It's such a big space that it does need it. And it doesn't, when you see it from that scaled back perspective there, by the time they're all switched on, it actually looks absolutely fine. But when you tell somebody, we've got 30 or 200 watt fittings, they think, why is it, that's way overkill? It actually isn't. It seems it when you talk about it like this, but when you actually stand in a warehouse doing it, and they're all switched on, it's perfectly fine. It's what you'd want to have. Now, what we're trying to do here is prove a concept. So we've got these lights here, these robust multi-bay lights. They're about 150 quid each, and it's the first time I've sort of played around with this 1 to 10 volt dimming. So you get your power cable going into the back of the fitting, but then you also get this data cable. Now the data cable doesn't have any power. It's like a signal cable, like BT cabling, and it just basically controls the dimming, so you can switch it on and off using this little cable. So what we've done, we're trying to figure out the most effective way to quickly wire this, and we've come up with a pretty good idea. We've got a Quintec 1 to 10 volt receiver there. Quintec? Kinetic. Quintec? Okay. Jack says it's kinetic. We've got that there, and then we've got a wireless switch. And if we link up, what we're trying to prove is if we link up these light fittings, or if we daisy chain them all together, can you run one signal cable to do all of them? And it turns out you can. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so we've never played with this 1 to 10 volt dimming before, so this was new territory for us. But it turns out that you just literally run one signal cable, and you can control as many as you want. So you basically end up just having one wireless switch, which can then just dim up and down the light fittings as you want. So it just dims them down and then back up again. It's quite cool. So we're just going to end up running a data cable. How should we do this? We'll run a data from the switch room.
3 data cables.
3 data cables all the way up to the ceiling.
3 power cables.
For 3 separate circuits, yeah.
So imagine it's a 5-core essentially.
That's the plan. So yeah, because we can't have the whole lot on one circuit, it's too much load, so we're going to break it down into 3 circuits. But that's the plan. It's a good way. It's actually a really good way of dimming light fitting, because you've got no heavy cabling to worry about. It's all done through a data cable. It's quite neat. It's actually a very clever way. This kinetic switching is brilliant, because you put the receiver pack, you just put that in the switch room, so you come out your fuse board or your DB, whatever, and then you literally just go straight to a box which will hold the kinetic switch receiver, And then that way you literally just have a permanent feed going up to the lights, because these had their permanent feed. So you just take permanent feed going up, and then the kinetic switch just triggers it. So it's a really good way. You haven't got to have switch wires or any of that stuff, and it's easy to get to and it's easy to replace. So if the receiver ever fails, you just go into the switch room, take the pack out, put a new pack in, job done. You just keep running. So it's, for speed, they're really, really good. So now we've proved the concept that those lights work. Mate, cameraman never dies, you should know that. Cameraman never dies.
Oh, it.
It made me laugh. It went on my nose. So now we've proved the concept that these that these work. We can dim multiple ones using the same trigger cable. We're now going to connect them up. Okay, right, let's do something that resembles some work. So, cameras rolling, rolling on the river.
Okay, no dancing, please. No, please. I have one request.
Look, I'm not like Charlie dancing this thing.
Welcome back to daily vlog number 200.
Who's this Gingy?
I am myself. Jack Cam, not impressed. Dance. Man's too zesty with it. I think I'm getting used to it. I don't like it. It's too high. Message to Tom: stop being cheap and get a better scissor lift.
One of the things I have learned in my time of doing this is it makes no difference what I buy. It's never enough. It's never good enough. It's never going to be enough. I could have put the best scissor lift there with the best equipment, and there will always be some sort of improvement that I could have made. That's just the nature, especially from Jack, okay? I love you, Jack, but I know that it doesn't matter whatever I put there, it will never, ever, ever, ever be good enough. So that's what we get.
Go on. Go on.
Rolling on a river. I think they might even pull that. I don't know. Bit of Creedence Clearwater. I mean, there's a lot to do. We've got till March 10th to basically get all of this containment in. I mean, I basically said, look, we'll get at least half of it in, but they want all of it. And I said, look, I don't think we're going to manage that. But I said, we'll give it our best shot. We'll try. We've got to get the lighting on, because basically what's happening is this is going to be a functional warehouse from March 10th. So it's going to be operational with parcels and stuff in here. So there is a lot of time pressure here, but can only do what we can do. That's the thing, you can't flood it with labour either, because that idea was muted as well. They're like, oh, why don't you flood it with labour? But the problem is it becomes counterproductive. If you just flood something with labour, you invariably end up having 3 or 4 people on the ground not really doing anything and passing and carrying. But it's like, do you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work like that. So I've got 5 of us here, and that seems to be a happy medium between 3 scissor lifts. You have 1 person on the ground all the time. Seems to be a good medium. Rolling on a river. So we'll have a feed coming in. The good thing about this is that it's a permanently live feed. This is going to be permanently live because the dimming and the on and off is controlled by the 110. These are permanently live, so it means that we can put the emergency light, which is down there, which bolts onto it. In fact, I'm going to need 5 pot Wagos. Those are the wrong ones. You'll see in a minute we're going to put an emergency light on this as well. Well, I'm suspending off a zip tie for the second, but this is the emergency light which connects to this fitting. So that slots into the side of the fitting apparently, and we're going to, I don't actually know how, I'm going to look at the manual. So in there should be a pair of, yeah, there aren't any, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I see what Jack's saying. Yeah, there's no little clips that hold it. Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Roger that, message received. Yeah, but I'll just cut. I could just cut this chain and fit it in place. Rolling on a river. I didn't actually realise how much I was singing Creedence Clearwater that day. I'm sorry, I just didn't realise. When you're working, you're just like focused in your own thing, and you just keep, yeah. Yeah, so that is basically a little 10-watt LED lamp. So what I'm going to do actually is just wrap that round. There should be 2 little screws in there. Aha! What the fuck is that? Rolling on a river. Yeah. That is not the screw for that. Ah, okay. That goes the other side to balance the fitting. Okay, I'm with you. That now makes sense. All right. So that is basically just a counterweight to stop this. Okay, that's quite clever. Had a little quiz this morning. Do you know what do you know what Wi-Fi stands for? Right, that was Charlie. Yeah, in that way, it sounds worse than it actually is. You can drop because it's so big and open. You can drop a screwdriver, and it just reverberates and echoes in there. So yeah, I think you just dropped a bit of strut, but it sounds really horrific. Does anyone know what Wi-Fi stands for? It's a term that we all use, but very few people actually know what it means because no one ever needs to know. Stands for wireless fidelity. So that's basically wireless communication that is strong, stable. So if you think of infidelity in a relationship, think of fidelity in Wi-Fi. It's quite clever. I didn't know that until the other day. Why is it that when I start talking about like giving facts and information that may actually benefit the audience, you start giggling like a 9-year-old?
What now?
Yeah. What was that?
No, because I was reminded of another part in the video.
Ah, okay. All right, I'll let you off. That goes on there. Okay, great. So that's that. Those are actually really smart lights. I like them. They were about 160 quid each, there or thereabouts. But I like them. They're good. Okay, so I'm trying to drag. I've got a 4-core LSOH flex, which I basically just want to connect these lights out with. So for a second, I'm just going to run it over the tops. Because I want to power this up and test it just to see if this theory does actually work in real life up here. I'm pretty sure, I'm sure it does. I just want to check before I go to the effort of running everything in neatly. I just want to throw it in like this quickly just to see if it works. So we ended up putting this double strut in to get out of the switch room to go over some of the existing cable trays. Came out really well actually. When you put a laser line up, it does make life massively easier because you can just literally put the struts on, boom, 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 and you just follow a green line. Makes it a lot easier, and the end result looks really good. If you're wondering why I'm using square boxes for power and circular boxes for data, I could tell you that there's a deliberate reason that we wanted circle for data. It's just because I had a load of those and I want to use them up. That is the only reason. I can literally, can you sense it? The people cracking their knuckles behind a keyboard. I can literally feel it now. Like, I don't care. It literally, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It is 14 meters in the air, all right? It literally, just get back in your box, all right? It doesn't matter, all right? I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to sleep like a baby, all right? You can count on that. Beep, beep, beep. That's what my life support machine's going to sound like. Where's my touching myself like a paedophile. I forget these things happen, and then I replay them back, and you just you realise how stupid it is. Yeah, actually, now I watched it, I remember that happening, but you just forget about it.
What are you looking for?
My knife, which I always have on me. I think I've left it over there. Okay. No. You caught that?
Yeah.
Back we go.
I noticed you get distracted very easily.
Yeah, but this is half the problem though. Like, I try to be on the tools to help out. I mean, I'm actually trying to get off the tools, but there are times like here, I'm just going to muck in and help. But I'm permanently on my phone because emails, phone calls and stuff. So like, you're trying to do work, but my work realistically is 50% of what they do, you know? So. That's a great success. It's quality tunes though. Right, let's get some f***ing work done.
Emails. Tinder. Yeah.
That's it, you're going overboard.
No.
Mate, you'd have been out there down. All I'm doing here, we've got a 4-core, which we've actually run in a 4-core to all these lights, but we don't actually need the 4-core. If we were doing this on a traditional system, we need a 4-core, but because this is signal controlled dimming, we're just going to keep the 4th core tucked in the back spare, and we're not going to use it. So yeah, I'm just going around now. This is the 3rd one, so we're just going up now, linking all these together. We're doing it in 3 circuits. So those bays over there, that's 1 circuit. This entire bay and the bay next to it is another circuit, and in the corner over there will be the 3rd circuit. So yeah.
Right, so we've made a ladder of double strut and going to stick up some tray. We've got to take the lighting tray all the way to the top, so I'm thinking if we put the lighting tray in the middle and then we put the power, fire and data right to the side, hopefully it should work. But we're going to make it look like we've done loads today by putting up a little bit of tray because it's quick. Short spring zebs. Right, so we're just locking on some couplers for the tray joiners, and these are basically earth continuations, so this bridges the earth link between the tray and the next piece of tray. We put them on every join basically. Is it needed? No. Metal on metal on metal, the ceiling's bonded, but hey, who am I?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult argument. Are they actually necessary? Probably not, in all honesty, because the tray joins to tray, which is clamped using tray joiners, which is clamped using metal nuts and bolts. So is that earth braid actually going to make any real difference? Probably not. But if you don't put it on, people will point it out. So it's one of those things, it's almost like it's a completely useless thing to add because everything is made of metal. But it's just do it, it's thorough.
Great success.
All right, it is day 5. We're on Friday now. This is day 5 of us working here. The boys actually have done a really good job. We're making pretty good progress. Whether we're going to get everything finished, I don't know, but we're giving it our best stab. So we've got all these hangers up now. The tray's starting to go on. We've got Jack and Charlie and the scissor lift over there. They're putting up the double strut, going up the wall to go and do the lighting on the ceiling. And then we've got Jamie, he's firing up the scissor lift to come over here and give me a hand doing the high bay lighting. So I want to try and get the lights on this week if I can, or at least get half the warehouse, try and get half the lighting done if we can. But otherwise, it's good progress, I'd say. So this morning we had a go at switching on these lights just using an extension lead because I just want to see how bright it is. Turns out they're properly bright lights. It came out really well. Hello, Petal. Jack is only 20, 21, 22. I mean, he's a young kid, but he's good. He was one of those, I think, who just applied himself in college, and he just did well. You know, he just applied himself. Yeah, we were just powering it off an extension lead this morning just to test it. Yeah, it was bright. It will look really good when it's all on. And now we can dim them. The idea of the dimming is for night workers. So when the night crew come in and you don't want it as bright, it's just nice to be able to dim it down a little bit. But it will look good when it's done. We've got to do 3 circuits in here because of the load on the circuit. So I think we've got 3 circuits.
Would that mean 3 different switches?
Yeah, there'll be 3 different switches. But we're going to do it so different parts of the warehouse it controls, so it'll look good when it's done. There are times I worry about Jack, you know. I mean, he does have a smattering of autism. I mean, you can understand what I'm saying, like, and he's walking around with a full face breathing mask on. I don't know. He means well, so that's the main thing, like.
Okay.
Little pig, let me in. Everybody knows, well, anybody who watches a certain series. Little pig, let me in.
What series is this?
It's The Walking Dead. You haven't lived until you've... It is a Friday as well, actually, yeah. I mean, it would be nice in a perfect world if we can try and I'd like to get this half of the warehouse lighting complete. I think Jamie's on it and I'm on it, so that should. I think between 2 of us we should, because he's doing that one. Those ones back there are all finished now, so we're moving forwards this way, and hopefully, where these girders are basically, if we can get all this lighting on this side up and running and functional, that would be a good end to the week, and that'll make Ibby a very happy man. Ibrahim being our customer, yes.
All right.
You have got to have a sort of a balance of fun at work, I think. Do you know what I mean? I think if you take out all of the enjoyment, there's literally no point being there. You do have to have a certain element of just trying to enjoy your day and just get along with everybody else on site and just have a laugh. I mean, Vic's pretty good at that, actually, because you spend most of your time chatting. It's fair, right? No? It's Friday and I'm tired.
Good energy. We had clean on. You're in here with me. You know, it's good energy. So what's this one for? What
Data. So this is going to do the 1 to 10 volt power. So what's actually happened here is, through no fault of my own, it's the camera guy distracting me. I forgot to put the emergency light in this one. Those are locked in.
What's the hardest part about installing these lights?
It's just repetitive more than anything. It's all right. It's just a bit repetitive.
Would you say me being here is
making it worse? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Yes.
sure?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, without question. I was just saying I'm going to connect this and then have a coffee. Jack, can I borrow your muscles, mate? So I can. There's 2 of them coming down.
It's 160 kilos, every 2 of you.
Get in middle, Jack.
It's been round that way, so I run 1 side, watch yourself.
Beautiful. Right. Few. All right. The camera guy is finding it incredibly funny the way that I dropped that bit of strut. Not
the way you dropped the strut, the way you dropped yourself.
Dude, you realise that is the correct way to lift something and lower something. If you look at Jamie on the right, he's putting that strut down, basically using his back. His legs are staying straight, and he's lowering it using his back.
It looks like you're
That's actually the no. But if you look at Jamie, he is lowering using his back. His legs are straight and he's lowering using his back. But my back is straight and you use your legs as you're not interested. Okay? Difference is my back's not shot to bits. All right? It might look a bit funny, but my back's not shot. It's parcel delivery company.
Oh,
They only just got it this week.
right. Signing that and just sign it.
There you go, mate.
Lovely, thank you ever so much.
Lovely. Cheers, fella.
Just for you.
Thank
Give
you, bro.
a copy.
Lovely.
You.
Superstar. All right, take care, fella. Thank you. Right, 20 lengths of channel. That'll keep the boys going a bit longer. They haven't designed cup holders for scissor lifts yet, that's a shame. Right, let's extend that cable down there. I saw my next truck. It's on eBay at the moment. 42 grand. It's a GMC Sierra. Oh,
42 grand.
I know, but it's...
42 grand, Tom.
Well,
That's a lot of money.
I know, mate, but I'm not going to. I mean, but I'll
It's
just...
a dream. It's something to work towards.
It's not a dream. No. It's not a dream. It's a reality. It's just not going to happen yet. Oh, I do like it, mate. That is exactly 6.2 V8. I mean, it does about 4 miles to the gallon. But, well, later on, back on planet Earth.
Alright, do you need me to put the cover down for this part?
Nah, it's all right. I'll do all the work, mate. You just stand and watch, mate. It's all right. It's fine, mate. Don't you?
Alright, let me put the cover down.
Yeah, so on the data, we're going to use orange and green. So we're going to use the orange pair and the green pair. We're not going to separate them. We're just going to keep them twisted. And so you'll have 2 orange, 2 green, basically. Orange will go into purple. In fact, I'm just going to send you this picture. Orange will go into purple, or you can write it down. Orange will go to the purple wire. Well, it's actually more of a pink. Orange to pink, green to purple. Yeah, green to purple. You've got a pen on you. Oh no, hang on. There you go. Green to purple, and orange is pink. Step-by-step tutorial. I'm doing it with Tom.
So what is that you have in your hand?
It's a whisker box. It's actually not a whisker box, it's just a waterproof box. But every waterproof box now is called a whisker box. Right, let's put some stuffing glands in that. I've definitely got into the habit of wearing gloves. I never used to wear gloves, and then Dan got me into it. And ever since then, I'm just hooked on them. They're just so much nicer to work in. Should have something that looks like that. Step 3. Take self-tappers. Self-tap to beam. Not like that. Like so. There's a lot of debate whether you need 18 volt tools or not. I love the little 12 volt stuff. It's just so small and easy to, like, you can use the bigger 18 volt impacts, but for like 90%, like you asked Jack, he'll say the same. For like 90% of what you do, 12 volt stuff, it'll get you through literally probably 80% of situations. And they're just small and easier to keep in your pouches and stuff when you work. So I'm a big fan of 12 volt gear. This is the first week I've been back on the tools in a long time.
Yeah, feeling it?
Yeah, a little bit. Problem is, I don't want to, like, we've got a lot of work on at the moment. We're working here, we've got work in various other places as well. But what I don't want to do is you bring in, like, you could put an extra 3 guys here easily. There's 5 of us here today, but you could put an extra 3 people here comfortably. But then in like 4 weeks' time, when we've done this section of the work, what do you then do with those 3 guys? And I don't want to do this thing where you just bring in temporary labour. When someone starts with us, I want them to, they stay, you know. I don't like doing this thing where you just give people temporary work. I don't believe in it. So for that reason, that's why I'm on the tools. Yeah, I'm just not a big believer in doing this thing where if you've just suddenly got an influx of work and you just take on labour, you know, and that job then finishes, but then you've got this pool of labour that you've then got to either keep finding work for, which increases your stress, or you just pump them off and get rid of them. Now, I know people will say, oh, well, that's why you take on temporary labour. You go to like an agency. That may be the case, and you can do that, but my experience of agencies is poor at best, and I do mean at best. Like, every time I've ever used agency labour, I have regretted it, because agencies traditionally will only ever send out, and it's true fact, and it might be an uncomfortable truth, but it is true. Agencies, if you're new to an agency, they will not send you. They have a book of the decent electricians that they've got on their books, or the semi-decent ones, and they're never going to send those to your job first. They're always going to send you the leftovers, basically, if you want to call it. They're not going to send you the absolute best staff. They're just going to send you the average, and generally you get to a point where you'll ring up, you'll ask for labour, and they will just send you somebody with very little enthusiasm, very little will to want to do the job well, and it's every time I've done it, I have regretted it every single time. So I just don't do it. Step 4, we're going to take that link out and we're going to put the emergency pack in, something like that. No, you've got to open the He-Man grip. Tighten that back up, like so. Step 5, mount emergency light. I didn't realise that.
Tell us what happened.
Well, I took the laser.
Well, why did you take the laser?
Look, I'm not in. No.
Why did you take the laser?
To help them. Look, they're trying to put the yellow lines on the floor.
Not them. It was not to help them, because when he was alone.
Who was it to help them?
When he was alone.
Yeah.
No laser was passed. The second the company arrived, Tom decided to step in.
You're a mother. That has got nothing to do with it. She's actually got a very nice personality, but that's got nothing to do with it. All right. No, I wanted to help them.
See, we're simping. That's what it was, Tom.
Simping. You know what? I'm going to Google this. Okay. Describing someone who shows excessive sympathy towards another person, typically to someone who does not reciprocate any of the same feelings. In pursuit of a sexual relationship. I think we can both agree that was not what it was. Step number 14, bolting the counterweight, and now I'm putting the emergency light on. Step 6, put wires into weatherproof box. Step 7, run connecting wire between lights. Step 8, clip your cabling in. Right, next step is where it goes. Has it completely shed itself now?
Yeah. I think I've googled it. It says the platform sensors bugged.
Yeah. Right, the release valve is down there. Will it just not do anything now, no? As I've said a couple of times before, I don't know what it is about this company, or maybe it's just bad luck, I don't know, but these scissor lifts honestly can go and fuck. What's this, step 9? Step 8? This is either step 8 or step 9, we can't remember. Step 9, put wires into Wagos.
I've been an electrician for 34 years. I've never used Wagos, I still use connector blocks. The old-fashioned ways are the best way.
No one cares, all right? Right, we need a feed out to go to the next light. Right, we need a 2-pot Wago. Right. Next step, put next box on for data connection. Hacksaw. Step 11, bring your data cable into your next box. Step 12 or 13, we've actually lost track now, to be honest. But then take your data cable, the 0 to 10 volt cable from your light fitting, and connect it into some Waygos into your box. So the rest of the day was pretty much filled up with doing that. It's a very repetitive task, same as the uni-strut and the tray work. It is just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, just over and over. We've actually done quite well today. This half of the warehouse lighting is actually almost done. So what I've just said to him, run over there on the scissor lift. If we can get a feed and a data cable down to the switch room, we can put the kinetic switch in and we can just power this all up then, and that'll keep the client happy because they'll see good progress. So I think the bit that Jack's doing now, where he's doing the bend onto the tray, that's taken him quite a bit of time, because I think that's, to do that right, it's not a quick job. So while he's doing that, let Jamie get on with running this feed down to the switch room. I'm really quite tired. It's Friday. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's been quite an intense week because the pressure is really on here to get a move on. Yeah, what Vic's saying is true, because like Monday and Tuesday was just like figuring out an itinerary and a plan, and then it takes a couple of days for you to get into the process. But like now everyone knows where we're going. We've got a plan now, and it's going a bit quicker.
So thumbs up to the lads.
Except Vic. Let me get one last link in, and that's me done. Boys are cracking on over there though, fair play to them. They are a good crew, I do definitely give it to them, they're a good crew. It has taken a while to go, because you have to sift through a few ones to get some decent ones, but they're a good crew.
So, we've stolen Tom's truck, and we're at McDonald's, and we're at the payment window, and I found his wallet. So, I'm going to do the only responsible thing, and pay in cash, and then he won't notice. And it's gone. Tom, if you're watching this, please don't sack me.
Right, so for all of you that's wondering what C1 stands for, because someone wrote it on my hard hat.
He actually wrote that on his hard hat himself.
Obviously, my name's Charlie, so that abbreviated is C, and then the 1 because I'm the #1 apprentice.
Well, you are the only apprentice in the company, so by default that makes you the #1 apprentice because you are the only one. But I can assure you that the second that another one arrives, statistically, the likelihood of you staying #1 is quite slim. So you can see the tray work there that Jack and Charlie have been doing, and it's come out really well. This thing of trying, because we were debating this in the last video, how to connect the trays together, and we think this is probably the best way to do it, where they just float from one tray onto another, so it's just a nice gentle float for the cabling. But it came out really well. It takes time to do it right like that, but the end result I think was really smart. Goes to that light there first.
And then there.
Then to there. It zigzags.
Well, it's going to zigzag the whole bay, and then there's going to be a zigzag bay there.
6, 8.
How's your bath yesterday?
It was very nice.
Was it very soothing?
So I'm going to have another one tonight.
Extra bubbles?
Actually no, it's just plain water.
So you can see yourself. See the legs.
Well, my legs stick out the bath.
Like that.
Because lanky bastard.
If your toes touch the tap and the knees come up.
Yeah, I can easily touch tap. I got no idea. Oh, they are. Cheers, handsome. Has anyone ever told you how remarkably full of shit you are?
Oh, getting too close, Tom.
Ninja hands. You're irritating, you know that.
What the fuck? What? What? What?
Oh!
Someone else's package.
Trolley dollies, alright. This is a treat having a dark chocolate digestive.
Do you want to share? You put a bit in your mouth, I put a bit in my mouth. And then like that movie, like the Disney movie, when the dogs come close with the spaghetti, and do that with the biscuit. Sorry, is that just me?
Do you know, in January, February last year, it was about a year ago now, I was on the M4 and there were roadworks in the outside lane, and I pulled across into the middle lane and I just misjudged it and I just ran straight into the back of the car in front of me. Nothing changed. Literally, my truck was absolutely fine, absolutely mullered the back of their car, completely destroyed it. Yeah, the only thing that happened was the fairing there moved a little bit. I could put my finger behind it. That's total damage. Hello, pickle.
Where's the plug top? With the cable on it.
Would you like a biscuit? Have a biscuit, go on.
Right, well, where's the plug top?
Hard work equals biscuit rewards. I'll go and get it. Third and last biscuit, that is it.
Yeah, and you also grab a bit of earth sleeve. It's where I keep my cable in the buckets.
Yeah! You Hungarian pig! Right, I would like to point out, okay, that for various reasons, and it's not through disorganization, okay, I was in skinny jeans that day and I do not like them. They are actually a pair that I wear. Look, just let me explain. Listen, right? They're actually for when I do, dude, like those are for when I just want to do dirty work and I'm doing oil changes and stuff like that. And I just haven't, basically look, I don't like them, right? And I look, it's not a good look. You know, the cameraman never dies. You might be the first.
I might, what I'm going to do, as you're doing it, I'm going to reverse it as well. And now you just...
It's very kind. No, I draw the line at that. The barber does that and I get uncomfortable with it.
Barber does it.
Go on. Go on. Right, before the end of the day, I've just got a couple of emails. I normally do this, I'll just sit on the tail bed and I'll just literally just fire off a couple of emails while I'm sat here before the end of the day, because by the time I get home, as soon as you sit down on the sofa, that's it, you're done. So, 1 or 2 emails to insurance companies and bits and pieces, but otherwise, we're almost done. Okay, it's a bit temporary. All the emergencies are on. That's good. Now it should. Great success! One of yours. And in theory,
too close to the wall.
Great success! Mission accomplished.
I love the fact that you've got those wireless kinetic switches and it's dimmable. I think that's really good. Because when the night shift come in to do their thing at night, they can just dim it down. It's just not so harsh on the eyes. I like that. That kinetic stuff's good as gold, isn't it?
I feel like them ones might be on a different setting. Just look at how the way they're lit up.
Yeah. I'll go and have a look. Just checking these are set to the correct setting. Because you can alter these between 100, 150 and 200 watts. These are on 150. All the others are on 200. Well, I'm glad we got all these on today. That was a good... That one's already on 200. Okay. Tired. These scissor lifts need charging for Monday. Otherwise... What, how's it gone for the week? Overall, pretty good. Monday and Tuesday were a slow start because it was just getting the hang of planning and stuff. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we flew stuff in. So hopefully we'll get more done next week because we haven't got the Monday and Tuesday of planning. We can just hit next week running, so to speak. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to get going. We've got stuff to get on with. We are going to love you and leave you, and we're going to see you on Monday. That is all we've got time for on this video. Thank you very much for watching. There is one bit of news before you go. I'm going to put this pad down without breaking it. That we did get a new... Ow! We did get... That was a static shock. We did get on... You're fucking going, that's it. We got a new truck and we will talk about this in another video. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon, is what I meant to say. Oh my word. That's it now, you can cut.
Oh yeah, I've cut.
No, you haven't. Why are you getting nervous?
I'm not getting nervous.